Chips it in the zone. Ella's on the point of JoJo. He's got Ryan, Kaylin, and Ella up front. Sue gets a puck out. It's back for Massimiliano. She gets it to Judge. She fires that on net. Boy's going to hang on that. 20 seconds in. Quick line change. Gets a shot, goalie makes a save. Paris tap in the corner. Here comes Perry to help out. Food keeping it in. Izzy in front of the net and Berkeley on the point. Bella comes over the corner with it. Gets it back to Rowan. She sends that back into the corner. Bella gets taken down. Holding his phone. Power play for Lady Wolves. Alright, off the draw, we get it back to the point. JoJo gets it back down there with Carrington. He's out there with Dahlia. Get a hole. Gibbs out in the corner. Cole comes out of the corner with it. Fires it off the boards. Tries to get it back to the point. Comes out of the zone. Gibbs gets there. Chips it back up, but Sue gets in the way, brings it in his zone. They get a shot, glove save from Murphy. Whistle goes. Off the draw, it's in the corner. Food chips it up. It's clipped in by the Sioux. They get a shot that goes wide. Behind the net, Rowan's there. Rowan picks it up. Goes for a little skate. Back to the office. She chips it up. Kept in, shot on net. Saved by the goal. It's back to the point. Nice save from Murphy. Food gets the rebound. She fires it up for Judd. Judd centers that. Oh, sends it across ice. Cation gets there before the ice save. Oh, no, maybe not. Ice involved. Puck is dropped. It's back for Berkeley. She sends that around the net for Addison. 40 seconds left in the power play. Back across to Berkeley. She brings it over the red line into the zone. Behind the net, Sue gets there first. Pressure from Perry. Now Paris to the corner. High up. 11.5 minutes to go in this first period. In the corner, Sue fires it around the other way. Just gets past Perry. That's back to Izzy. And for Berkeley, she chips that up into the neutral zone. Perry chips it in, picked up by the Sioux. They get that out of the zone, but it's picked up by JoJo in the neutral zone. JoJo fires it up to Izzy. Izzy brings it in across the blue line, gets past one, gets it in. Knocked away by the Sioux, back for JoJo. She gets across the line, just behind the net. Cleared out by the Sioux, ice and waved off. Massimiliano's back there for it. Fires it up to Carrington. Carrington cross ice for Michaela Cole. Cole brings it in his zone. Shot goes wide. Carrington picks up the puck in the corner. Skates it behind the net. In the corner, Massimiliano is there to keep it in. Down the other way now. JoJo's turn. JoJo follows the puck down low into the corner. Had a net with it. Gets it back to the point. Belanger sends it back down low. It's back again for Dahlia. She walks across the blue line, walks in, gets a shot. Blocked by the Sioux player. They shoot that away. Carrington gets the rebound. Now Bella Massimiliano keeps that in. Sends it down low. Sent around by the Sioux. Sioux chip it out off of Sudbury, and Carrington gets it back. Hands it off to Bella. Bella fires up from Michaela Cole. Cole fires that deep in his zone as they head off for a change. Pressure from Belanger. Get some help from Gation, and in comes Judd. Walks in, couldn't get the shot off. Rebounds loose. Picked up by Ryan Morris. She scoots out in the corner. Gets knocked away. Gation's there to help out. Gation gets that out front. Knocked away by the Sioux. And Morris working out in the corner. Morris takes it behind the net. Gets it back to Fruit on the point. Her shot through traffic. Left side. Draw. Judd gets it back to Berkeley. Berkeley sends it down low for Morris. She's tied up. The Sioux gets it back. Berkeley keeps that in. Now it's knocked out by the Sioux. Foods picks it up for Sudbury. Off the boards. Judd finds it. Skates up center. Takes it wide. A little bit of trouble in the neutral zone. Brings it back in our territory, pressure from the Wolves. Now it's picked up by Morris. She fires out on the boards. Gibbs has it now in the corner. I don't know if there's any issues with the sound. I have to mute it sometimes because they play music and there's copyright issues. But anyways, play continues. Lady Wolves just can't get it out of his own. Morris picks it up in the corner, skates it behind the net. Morris gets it out of his zone, goes for a skate. Morris gets the puck deep, Wolves get a change in. Gibbs gets the puck down low. Izzy back to the point. That D. The Sioux get the puck out. Izzy gets it back for the Wolves. Side. Sioux gets up in the neutral zone. Nicola Paris knocks that away. Loose puck picked up by Bella Perry. She sends that back to JoJo. JoJo across to Izzy. Izzy brings it in his zone. Takes it in the corner. Pass in front. It's loose. Goalie finds it. Whistle goes. Draw, Paris gets it back to the point. Shot is wide, rebound comes out front. It's loose and the goalie finds it. Puck's dropped, back to the point, send it deep in the zone. Sue gets there first. We'll try to get that out, but Fruit is there to keep it in. Over for Carrington, she gets a shot. Goalie finds it. Sends on the boards. Fruit's there to keep it in again. Sue sends it across ice this time. Dump it in the zone. Fruit up the boards. Belanger back to Fruit. Over to Carrington. Carrington gets out center from Michaela Cole. Back to Carrington. He's deep in the zone now. Center on the boards, in comes Berkeley, she gets a piece of it, comes out though. Oh. Gibbs gets it before the icing. To Dahlia. Dahlia takes it to the neutral zone, into the Sioux territory. Gets it over for a shot, big save. Now Berkeley's shot deflected off the post, loose in front. It's wide, goes into the corner now. The Sioux send it around the other way. Whistle goes, the net's off. Alright, off the draw, the Sioux get it. Fire around the boards. Kept in by Judd. Knocks that down, brings it behind the net. Gets back to Berkeley on the point. Back to Judd in the corner. Tries to get that in French. Finds Morris. Morris gets a shot. That's deflected high. Gets it out of bounds. Breaks off that side. The draw, it goes behind the net. Navigation gets there. It's in front, knocked away by the Sioux. Chipped it up center. Morris to Cation. Cation gets it back to the point. Shot blocked in front. Now Berkeley's there to keep it in. Berkeley sends that down low for Judd. Sends that back to the point. Sioux get it back, they bring it behind the net. Chip it up, went all the way down. Icing waved off. And Berkeley's back for it. Berkeley fires up the boards for Cation. Cation skates it out of the zone. Knocked away by the Sioux. Now Morris picks it up. The Sioux finds it in the neutral zone and chip it back. Is there for it. Addison fires it up the boards. Sioux's there to keep it in. They knock it down in front of the net. Puck is loose. Gibbs finds it. Gets it over for Paris. Paris skates it out into the Sioux territory. Paris over for Perry. Her shot. Oh, just misses the corner. Behind the net. Paris bows for it. It's knocked back to the point. Jojo takes it and sends it deep in the zone. Now Taylor ties up down low. Getting off from Bella. And then comes Bella Massimiliano. Her shot goes across the crease. Picked up by the Sioux. They send it over the zone from Massimiliano. She turns with her some speed. She's got a lane. She walks in, fires a nice little shot. It's loose in front. Whistle goes. Perry wins it to Paris. Back to Massimiano. She gets that deep in the corner. Jojo pinches in. Pass in front. Blocked. And back to Jojo. She settles it down low for Izzy. Behind the net now for Bella Perry. She gets out in front for Paris. Her shot goes behind the net and picked up by Paris. Back to Massimiano. Her shot in front's tipped and blocked. It's loose in the slot. Picked up by the Sioux. They can't get out of the zone though. Bella Perry with some pressure. Keeps it down low. Keeps possession in the corner. Sends it behind the net for Izzy. Izzy picks it up. Sends it back to Bella Mass. Her shot off the player in front. Goes in the corner. Jojo on the other side is keeping him in. Gets some help from Perry. Perry battling 3 Sioux players. Jojo supporting. Izzy helping out now. 3-on-3 battle in the corner. Bella Perry comes out with it, gets a shot. Glory gets a shoulder on it. Rebounds loose in front. Another rebound. Loose back to the point for Jojo. Across. Just comes out of the zone. Bella fires it back deep into the zone. And Carrington goes in for some pressure. The girls go for a line change. Nice pressure from Carrington. Keeps the puck in the zone. And in comes Dahlia to help out. She's got Michaela Cole in front. Michaela goes behind the net to help out. Michaela comes out with it. Her shot saved by the goalie. Now the Sioux get it out of the zone. Berkeley finds in the neutral zone up to Carrington. Carrington chips it up to Dahlia. She skates it in the zone. Dahlia gets out in front, knocked away by the Sioux. Berkeley's keeping it in. Now the Sioux gets it back and starts to skate away with it. Through the neutral zone. They enter Sudbury territory, but gets tied up and Berkeley sends the puck. Down the sidewall, Cole fires it out of the zone, up for Boulanger. Dahlia skates in the zone, gets a shot, just a little wide. Picked up by the Sioux to get it out of the zone. Nice pressure from Gation. Cole allows Gibbs to get the puck up and out of the zone. 35 seconds to go in this first period. All tied up at 0. Gibbs gets a loose puck, chips it up center for Gation. 25 seconds left in the first. Gation to Morris. Morris gets out in front. She gets a shot. Oh, the goalie kicks the pad out. 15 seconds. Judge to Jojo. Jojo fires a shot. It gets deflected away. 9 seconds. Rebound from Gation. Blocked. Now Morris is after it. 5 seconds. Gation behind the net in front. Shots getting blocked. And that's the end of the first. 0-0. Comes the music. draw. Judge fires that on net. Rebound comes into the corner. Dacian's there. Dacian and Judge working in the corner. Chipped away by the Sioux. Getting some help from the referee. Keep it in. And Morris cut on the point. Gets it on net. Into the corner it goes. Judge sends it down low for Dacian. Back to Judge. Gets out in front to Gibbs. Just couldn't get the shot on net. Now Dacian gets a shot. Goes in the corner. Gibbs there to keep it in. And for Dacian, her shot deflected into the netting with a face-off inside. Draw it back to Massimiliano. Her shot just a little wide. She's there to keep it in. Sioux get it out. Dizzy in the neutral zone gets a piece of it. Knocked back in the Sept territory. Food working it behind net. Gets it over to Massimiliano. Pass. Gets it up to Izzy. She's all tied up. Shot in front, saved by Murphy. And Freud gets the rebound, chips up the boards. Kept in by the Sioux. We got a battle up the side here. Harris and Montaigne working at it. Help from Perry. Alright, comes back to Freud. Freud skates it behind the net. Hits the brakes. Ties up in the corner, gets some help from Bella Perry. Bella up to Izzy. As they get that out, it's kept in by the Sioux. Then Izzy Montaigne gets out, fires it on net, scoring hangs onto it. Puck is dropped. Super out of the zone. But Berkeley's there for it. Picks it up in the Sept territory. Fires up the sidewall. It's loose in the neutral zone now. Sioux finds it. We get it back to Berkeley. She finds Michaela Cole. Tips it up center. Carrington's there to keep it in. Carrington gets a shot. That's blocked by the Sioux. Fired around the other way, Berkeley keeps it in. Michaela Cole cover on the point, keeps that in, her shot. Saved by the goalie, rebound from Carrington. Saved. Carrington gets the rebound again. Just gets it back to the point, circles back in. Puts it in front, knocked away by the Sioux. Gibbs is there to help keep it in. Getting some support from Izzy. Dahlia. Dahlia fires that in. Comes now for Berkeley in front. It's loose. Dahlia's shot goes into the corner. And it's sent out. Ice and waved off. Murphy plays it. Berkeley picks it up. Both teams on a line change. They get up to Dahlia. She gets a piece of it to avoid the icing. Oh! So it runs into the ref. Gibbs gets it back in our zone. Turns with it, gets it to Dacian. She centers that for Dahlia. Puck gets knocked back to Addison. She sends that across for Berkeley. She chips it up for Morris. Morris gets it into the zone. Oh, that was not offside, but he might have a good question for that last call. So draw. The Sioux fire it down. Massimiliano gets it, chips it in his own, knocked back by the Sioux. That's on nets, no icing. Murphy plays it for Mass. Mass gets it up to Judd. Judd centers that for Morris. Morris skates it up the side, brings it into the zone. Into the corner, she gets that back to Judd. Judd back to Massimiliano. Her shot ends up in the corner. Gation gets that back for Jojo. Jojo chips that up into the center. Knocked back for Massimiliano. Regroup in the neutral zone. The sidewall gets tied up. Now Sioux bring it in. Pressure from Morris. Morris picks up the puck and goes for a skate. Takes up the side. Gets it to the blue line but not out. Sioux bring it back in. Pressure from Morris though. Gets it back to Gation. Gation chips it up to Judd. Judd brings it in the zone. Fires a shot just a little high. Morris is there to keep it in. Passes in front and the Sioux picks up the rebound. They chip it in the zone. Food gets it. One chips it out of the zone. It's picked up by Izzy. She skates it in. She's got Bella with her. She gets the shot. Rolling eggs on her. There, puck's in the corner. Paris comes out with it. Shot on net. Really makes a save. Perry gets it back to Berkeley. Berkeley sends that down low. Perry working out in the corner. She's getting bumped. Getting some help from Michaela now. Michaela comes out with it. Takes it behind the net. Getting some help from Rowan Food. Puts it in the corner. Izzy comes out with it. Gets it behind the net. Gets it back to Berkeley. Berkeley shot, can't get through traffic. Paris finds it in the slot. Gets it to Fruit, over for Izzy. First shot, blocked. Comes back to Berkeley in the neutral zone. Over for Fruit. Fruit up to Montaigne. And back in the zone. 7.5 minutes to go in the second. Puck is loose behind the net. Izzy passes in front. Paris gets a shot. Goalie makes a save. Now the next little splash there. Was the call. A little extra slash after the play. Now Jojo has it. She gets that to Carrington. Carrington back to Jojo. Jojo chips it down. Comes around the other way. Gibbs is there to pinch. Keeps that in. Finds Michaela Cole behind the net. Michaela walks out in front. Gets it to Carrington. Goal makes a save. Rebounds loose. And it goes in the corner. And Sioux get it. They can't get it out. Pressure from the Lady Wolves. Cole gets that to Dahlia. Dahlia back to Addison. Addison shot from the point. Top to win. Audrey to Gibbs. Power play goal to put their Sudbury Lady Wolves up 1-0. The Sioux send it back in our zone off the draw. 6.5 minutes to go in the second period. 1-0 for Sudbury Lady Wolves. Puck is loose. Sue find it. Gibbs working at it. She's getting some help from Dahlia. Puck comes out. Dahlia fires it around the boards. Sue keep it in. Gibbs intercepts the pass. Centers that for Dahlia. She brings it in the zone. Can't connect on that one. Puck is loose. Belanger finds it. Gets it to Carrington. Carrington across to JoJo. JoJo at the blue line. Feeds it across to Addison. Addison shot. Glove save. Cleared by the Sioux. Hands up for icing. Icing called. Off the draw, Nation gets it to Massimiliano, cross ice to Freud, down low for Judd. She gets a shot, blocker save. Morris gets the rebound, it's loose in front. Nation's working at it. Goes behind the net for Judd, her shot gets deflected over the net. Nation after in the corner, gets it back to Massimiliano. Her shot goes into the far corner and Rowan Freud pinches to keep that in. Freud takes it down low, gets it off of his skates. Now Massimiliano has it at the blue line. On the backhand, she skates back to her forehand. Hands off to Freud. Freud's shot gets deflected behind the net. Cleared away by the Sioux. Kept in by Freud. Whistle goes. The net is off. The net is off. The draw, everyone's tied up in front. And Sioux get the puck out, 2-on-1 the other way. They go in, they fire a shot. Flop is saved from Murphy. Puck goes behind the net. Everyone's all tied up, and out comes Bella Perry with it. Bella Perry at the sidewall, chips it into the zone. Takes it in the corner. She's tied up there, getting some help from Michaela Paris. Harris works in the front, gets it across to Gibbs. Her shot blocked in front. Paris gets the rebound behind the net. Over for Perry. Perry gets out in front. Couldn't get the shot off. Izzy was tied up. Now Izzy gets it back and shoots it down low for Michaela. Michaela back to Berkeley. Over for Izzy now. Gets out in front for Michaela. Her shot deflected away. Izzy sends it behind the net. Paris picks it up. Paris into the corner. Trying to get that in front, knocked away by the Sioux. Berkeley keeps that in. And on the other way now, Addison gets there. Front, Sioux finds the puck, they chip it up. Into the neutral zone for Berkeley. Fire out by the Sioux, offside, offside! I think he was too worried about too many players and forgot about the offside. You remember. Draw back to Massimiliano, up to JoJo, over for Carrington. Carrington skates it through the neutral zone, into the Sioux territory, takes it behind the net. Pass in front for JoJo, nice play! Carrington to JoJo. It's a 2-0 game. 2-0 with 3 minutes to go in the second. Icing called. From the point, blocked by Dahlia Belanger. She skates it up. And drops a pole. Her shot's blocked. Now the Sioux chip it up in the neutral zone. Bassin and Animal picks it up. Reverses, hands it off to JoJo. JoJo to Carrington. Carrington up for Dahlia. It's knocked away by the Sioux. JoJo gets there first. Hands it up. Back to Sioux, back to JoJo. JoJo chips it up to Dahlia. Dahlia takes it in. Tries to get that in front. Everyone's tied up. Now Gation out in the corner. Getting help from Judd. Judd comes out with it. Gets a shot. Just a little wide, and JoJo's there for it. Over for Judd. Judd in front. Gets it back to the point. That shot deflected. Judd's working the rebound. Sent over for Norris. Norris back to JoJo. JoJo gets a shot in net. Sluice in front. Judd with the rebound. Another rebound goes in the corner now. Gation gets it. She gets that in front. Cleared out by the Sioux. JoJo knocks that down. Neutral zone. Picked up by Gation now. Back in the Sioux territory. Gation takes that behind the net. Gets it in front. Back to JoJo now. JoJo to Gation. Gation in front for Norris. Her shot just a little wide. Now Reed's there to keep it in. Getting help from Gage. Sioux tries to get it out again. This time to make it to the neutral zone. JoJo sends that cross ice for Judd. They're back in the zone. The Sioux fire that all the way down. That's going to be icing. 45 seconds to go in the second period. 2-0 for the Lady Wolves. Off the draw, the Sioux fired up the boards. Throwing food, keeps that in. Down low, Harrison Perry looking at it. Gets back to Berkey on the point. She hands it off to Food. Rowan chips it up to Bella. We're back in the zone. Bella to Michaela. Back to Bella. Her shot blocked in front. Now Bella gets in the corner. Cuts in front. Shot saved by the goalie. Izzy gets that rebound. Gets passed in the corner over for Carrington. Carrington gets out in front. Shot saved by the goalie. Now rebound cleared away by the Sioux. Won't be far enough for icing. Addison Gibbs gets there as the buzzer goes for the end of the second period. Zamboni's coming out. Perry action. 2-0 for Lady Wolves. In the neutral zone, JoJo picks up, sends it across to Izzy. Izzy sends that deep in the zone. Perry gets there first. Perry back to JoJo. JoJo cross for Massimiliano. She gets out in front. Paris gets a shot. Goalie gets a pad on that. Now Sue finds it. Skate up to neutral zone. Get it into subject territory, but Bella Mass sends it back into the neutral zone. Pressure from Izzy. That was JoJo to get the puck. JoJo across to Bella Perry. Perry brings it in, gets a shot. Rebounds held onto by the Lady. Dahlia to Carrington, to Berkeley. Her shot goes in the corner. Back to the point, and Berkeley keeps that in. Around the other way, Frood's there for it. Carrington chips it in front. Sue cleared out of the zone. Picked up by Dahlia. Back to Berkeley. Cross ice for Michaela. Gets passed on, but the Sioux pick it back up in the neutral zone. In the third period, we got Layla Barsanti with her first save of the preseason. Puck is loose, and Rowan Frood sends it behind the net. Berkeley Patura picks it up, sends it back behind the net. Sue gets there, they get in front, they get a shot. Barsanti with the save. Now Berkeley in the corner gets there. She gets pinned, gets some help from Elagine. Puck is loose. Carrington gets a stick on it. Back to the point for the Sioux. Their shot through traffic. Goes wide. Puck comes out and Carrington picks it up. Carrington tries to get that across. There's offside. Anyways, puck's picked up by JoJo. Skates it into the zone. She's all alone. Gets a shot on net. Goalie gets a piece of it. Now JoJo working up behind the net. Takes it into the corner. Sends it down low for Morris. Morris working at it. Gets it to Jed in front. She gets a shot. That goes in the corner. Where Gibbs is there for it. Gibbs gets that cross ice. The Sioux chip it out, but JoJo is there for it. JoJo chips it back up into the neutral zone. Jed chips it in the zone. Cleared back for Allegation now. Allegation takes it in the zone. Drops it for Morris. Morris gets a shot. Just missed in the top corner. JoJo fires it back in. Deflected behind the net. Morris and Jed working at it. Morris comes out with it. Wrap around, it's in. 3-0 Lady Wolves. Morris wins the draw deep in the Sioux territory. The Sioux chip it out. In the neutral zone, the Sioux working at it. Pressure from Gibbs. Gets it over to Morris. Morris skates it up into the neutral zone over for Gation. Gation and Morris, she brings it in. Drives the net, her shot, glove save. Just over 10 minutes to go in the third. 3-0. Izzy working the puck in the corner. Fires that around the other way. Throwing pitches to keep that in. Paris gets a piece of it. Bouncing around for pass in Emiliano. Paris trips it in the corner, picks it up. Behind the net, gets some help from Izzy. Shots in front, goalies makes a save. And the whistle goes. Carrington to Rowan, back to Carrington. Cross to Bella Mass, her shot blocked in front. Cleared away by the Sioux. Hands up for an icing. Won't make it though. Fruits there to play it. Reversal. Breaking ankles out there. Sioux get it back though. Now it's Bella Mass's turn. Gets it across to Rowan. Rowan up for Michaela Cole. Cole gets that out. Clear up center. Carrington picks it up. Skates it into the zone. Takes it in the corner. Gets tied up. 8.5 minutes to go in regulation. Gibbs with a shot just wide of the net. Gibbs gets a rebound, sends it down low. Galley in the corner, gets a piece of it, getting help from Carrington. Carrington gets it in front. Sioux get a piece of it, Gibbs pinches to keep that in. Follows it down low, tries to get that in front. Michaela Cole tying up in the corner, getting help from Dahlia. Dahlia gets bumps, the Sioux take it behind the net. Now it comes out, off of Lady Rose, icing lead off. Berkeley gets there first. She chips it up for Gation. Gation tries to center that, hits a Sioux stick. Now Gation gets into the zone, Dahlia's after it. Dahlia takes that behind the net. Trying to cycle that, gets hooked up. Gets some help from Judd. Judd takes it behind. Pass in front. It's loose. Gibbs knocks that down the blue line. Her shot hits a skate. Belanger finds a loose puck, takes it in the corner. Gets it back to JoJo. The Sioux get it back, fired up. Barsanti plays that up for Gation. Gation to Morris. Now it's back for Gibbs. Gibbs brings it in the zone, they're back on side. Sioux gets the puck though, pressure from the Lady Wolves. JoJo gets it. Realizes she's offside, has to leave it. Now we're back onside. Try to get some pressure. Get some help. Oh! Alright, we're getting a penalty there. 6:42. To go in the third. Power play for the Sioux. And then when she fell, she tripped one of our players, so we're going 5-on-5. Face-off will be at the blue line. So 6:42, and a whistle will be when the girls come out of the box. Start of the season, timekeepers are helping out. Officials helping out timekeepers, got it all straightened out and ready to drop the puck. 5-on-5. Off the draw, Paris gets it back to JoJo. JoJo skates it in. Dropped it to Paris. Paris walks in, her shot, top corner. Michaela to JoJo, back to Michaela, top corner. And we got 4-0 game. Sue bring it back in the zone. We're going to call for a hook in here. Now power play for the Sioux. Puck is dropped. We get it back to Bella Nash. She fires it high off the glass, out of the zone. Bella Perry going for pressure. She gets a piece of it, gets a shot. The shot blocked. She gets it back, rotates it behind the net. Outnumbered, but Perry keeping it going. Girls on the bench are loving it. Perry tries to get that shot. No luck, but now it's Michaela Paris' turn to get a piece of it. Neutral zone, she's tied up. Sue get it in. Their shot goes high over the net. In the corner, Food ties her up. She's double teamed, so she keeps a good body position going. Pulling that penalty. Comes out to Michaela Paris. Fires it all the way down. 1 minute to go. And the penalty is 7. Now we get Belanger. Cole up front. Cole gets the puck back, skates it in the zone. Into the corner, taken behind the net. Back to the corner, just winding down that time. Nice battle from Michaela, 2-on-1, keeping it down low. Puck gets loose, and in comes Dahlia now. Dahlia gets a shot. It gets deflected high. Sue find it, and Gibbs is there to keep it in. 20 seconds to go, and penalty. Gibbs knocks it up for Dahlia. Dahlia brings it in the zone. Her shot, almost over to Gibbs. Now Cole's there to keep it in. Whistle goes, because the net's off again. The Guineas, the net's off. Face-off will be outside. That's where it was when she blew the whistle. Anyways, 4.5 minutes, 7 seconds to go on the penalty. The previous coincidental penalties are over. Morris and Carize out there now. Pucks back to Gibbs on the point. She gets a shot. Goalie makes a save, and we're back to 5-on-5. Neutral zone. Gibbs gets it across to Berkeley. Berkeley's tied up. Getting some help from Morris. Puck comes out front. Weird bounce. And Carrington picks it up. Carrington hands it off to Kalen. Kalen sends it back to Carrington. Carrington brings it in. Gets out in front for Ryan Morris. Her shot. Goalie makes a save. Back out there, joining line mates. 3:47 to go in regulation time. Off the draw. Judd's there to keep it in. Gets knocked away, and JoJo finds it in the neutral zone. JoJo Pass to Judd. Judd to Morris. Morris brings it in. Gets a shot. Goalie hangs out of that one. Off the draw. Cation gets a shot. Another save. Off the draw. It's at the blue line. Let's keep it in. It's knocked out. Jojo picks it up. Ooh, no pressure. Get some help from Kalen. Susan behind net for Bella Max. Bella picks it up. Fires up center for Jojo. I heard a plan for that one. Jojo chips it in the zone. Behind the net, Jojo with some pressure. Get some support from Judd. Judd chips it up for Jojo. Jojo shot goes in the corner. Sue get it. Cation gets a piece of it. Sue found it in the neutral zone. Chip it deep. Now Bella Mash finds it. Kept in by the Sue. Their pass cuts across to Michaela Paris. She gets out of the zone. She's going to get called for hooking here. 2.5 minutes to go in regulation. Shot blocked by Izzy. Alright, that's back to Berkeley. Berkeley chips it up to Izzy. Izzy blows a wheel. I believe she has a broken blade, maybe. Now Bella Perry hands it off to Berkeley. Berkeley over for Rowan Food. Food chips it up. The Sioux get it back into our zone. Berkeley stops her and sends that away. Little bump there, and puck goes in the corner. Free ties up. Loose puck cleared away by Berkeley Coutura. Bella Perry chips it up for Izzy Montaigne. Izzy brings it into the zone. She takes a bump, but knocks the other girl down. The Sioux start to head the other way with it. Belanger gets in the way. Jojo picks it up. Jojo sends it around for Gibbs. Gibbs fires it all the way down the ice. Puck bounces out for the Sioux. Pressure from Galliard forces the play. Excuse me. Now Gibbs chips it up. Picked up by Michaela Cole. She scoots it into the zone. Cuts in front. Over for Gallia. She gets a shot. That's blocked. And goes in the corner for Michaela. Michaela tries to get that back to the point, but Sue gets there. 20 seconds to go in the penalty, 45 seconds left in regulation time. Behind the net, Gibbs gets there. Gibbs gets tied up. That's him out from Michaela Cole. Kept in by the Sioux, their shot goes wide. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey with 30 seconds left in regulation. Jojo working on the corner. Gets up to the sidewall, the Sioux's there to keep it in. Jojo ties her up. Gets the puck back over for Carrington. Carrington chips that up, gets it out of the zone. Michaela Cole after it with 10 seconds to go in regulation. Michaela Cole all alone, couple red jerseys, gets a shot. Gets a rebound, wraparound attempt, knocked down, and that's going to be all she wrote. We'll be back later this afternoon for game number 2 against the Sioux out here in Blind River, Ontario.